Microphone. There we go. Hello, Internet.
What's up, internet?
We're just doing stuff. We're just doing stuff and things over here.
Just stuff and things.
Yeah,
A
you have.
couple weeks ago, we had some downtime.
Yeah.
Things happened.
Yep.
My wife sneezed. No, wait, that was
There we
just
go.
her. Bless you.
Mm-hmm. There's a dragon on the board.
Dragon on the bed. And now it's Asher's turn to do downtime.
My turn to do what now?
Downtime.
Downtime.
Oh, yes.
We're taking a break.
You get to do whatever you want for the night.
So I was thinking about this, and I don't think that I was here for the last session,
Nope.
but I think Asher would try to watch one of the other members of the party.
Well,
Which one are you going to follow?
It's a roll of the dice.
I think Ronan.
Whoa. Okay.
All right, Ronan, would you like to let us know what you did on your downtime?
Yeah, well, sent this months ago. Ronan did a couple of housekeeping things. Are you trying not to be? Are you trying to be sneaky or not?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm going to see if I even see you. Okay. Else. Would it be perception?
Yes, it would be a perception. And Asher would have to roll a stealth.
Woo!
Oh, no. And I had a +8.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Ronan has a +11 to his perception, so.
Damn. Well, Asher thinks that he's being really sneaky.
Yeah. All right. I clock Asher, but I don't do anything to let him know that they're onto him.
Okay.
So Ronan goes, sells some gear, has a. I can't remember if I had what looked to be a nap in a booth. And then I went to the main square and I started talking to the vendors there.
Okay. Pretty boring. I think
Ronan also
depending
spent
on
some time going and looking in like different areas
Oh, yes.
for something.
Yeah. Yes. So I was looking for something as well in different areas.
like what kind of areas we're talking about, like poking around a graveyard or like a library.
Just like normal streets.
Yeah.
Just like peeking down alleyways and just looking around.
Okay. Do I see anything weird while he's doing that?
No.
All right. Well, I think I would just go back to my house and respec some of my spells. Asher is going to spend downtime kind of trying to rethink himself in a combative light after the events of the dungeon crawl, and is hoping to come out of it a little bit more combat useful.
Okay. And that's it. Yes.
That's all I had written down.
Okay.
I don't know, like, am I supposed to do like a profession roll or anything like that?
No. It's just one night with an opportunity for some role play.
Okay. I'll check in with my adoptive father about any sort of like rumors that he might be aware of. Just like trying to understand if our actions have had any fallout. But if there's nothing alarming the politicians of the town, then I won't worry about it.
Nope, nothing new from him. It's just, some trepidation about the new queen, and that's about it.
About the new queen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So then. So you're doing that. And then the other three of you all managed to be together, right? Or was it just Shaylor and Mirko? I don't remember.
It was Shaylor and Mirko
Mm-hmm.
off doing stuff. Not necessarily. Well, I think we ended up together,
You did, yes.
I believe. Or was it me just following?
No, you guys definitely met.
Matt, yeah.
Yeah. Much the same thing happened where you were like not really trying to be that stealthy, but a little stealthy, and then Shaylor easily saw you.
Shaylor's like, I see you as I'm like standing behind a box that's only hip high.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, that's
nailed
what it
it.
was. Yep.
Yeah. Now I remember.
Okay.
Now we
What
got
were you guys gonna go do?
I'm trying to remember now. I know. I think we went in and I think I met the. Did I meet the kids that Shaylor is mentoring? Yeah, because there was the little kid that I actually put money on to win his fight. And I was kind of there like giving him kind of give him an attaboy, and I don't think Shayla really liked it.
you tried, kid.
Yep. I was like, don't stop fighting.
Shaylor's like, no, don't encourage him.
Don't encourage it.
Got that.
But yeah, so like if meet the kids and everything, Mirko would probably say like, "Hey, I now I remember. We, I think if I remember correctly, because that's why Mirko's all the way up here. Is I think me and Shaylor ended in what's the bar up here? What's the tavern up here?
The
Mm,
The Rusty Mermaid or something?
Mermaid's Last Scale. So yeah, I guess three of us did
Yeah,
all end up in the same spot.
yeah,
Where I went after I was done.
yeah. So yeah, me and Shaylor end up there at the Mermaid's Last Scale. Do do I see Ronan?
Um, I am in the. Yeah, I guess so. I would be down, sort of like in the main area before
Down
you
in the
go
main
up to
area.
the. Yeah, just kind of nursing an ale and scritching my buddy on the head,
Okay.
eating
Um.
little bits of meat. And it's like, you got to get stronger, buddy.
um. So yeah, Mirko would maybe. Mirko probably grabbed a pint on his own. Um. Sees Ronan. Um. And walks over. Um.
I
And
immediately draw my bow and say, "Let's do it." No, I'm just kidding.
um, and Mirko would just maybe just strike up a conversation and just basically say, well, since we've met, it's been quite the whirlwind of task after task that Cressida has given us.
Yeah, we seem to be the bucket used to put out her series of fires on her ever-growing list.
Do you ever think that after the king's death that it'll be ever settled?
You know, something's not adding up. Honestly, um, of course, the with tomorrow. Uh, it seems that the people are demanding blood for this, which they'll get. But I don't. Something's not adding up, and I think Cressida knows this. Some of the people I talked to tonight are kind of thinking the same thing. They don't want to be in the city for whatever's happening next.
Don't blame them. That's for sure.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of along the same lines. Something's fishy, and um, you know, power does things to people,
Mm,
and at the same time, power might do something to someone, it also is craved by others that may be so close to taste it that they'll take actions that they never would before.
Oh, you can definitely see that in the populace, right? With the
Mm-hmm.
riots. But are you keen on something else or someone else?
I mean, I can't sit here and count the queen totally out from maybe wanting power herself. Um, but then, I think about this. I think about this Ampre cat.
Mm,
You know, is there, you know, how these cities and nations want to play games and try to control one another.
mm.
You know, did Ampre tell Cheliax that the queen is loyal to them, and if the king's out of the way, you know, it would benefit Cheliax. You know.
Mm. Well, I don't know if I have that skill. Let me see. I want to know if blood plains religion. I don't think any of my knowledges are going to help. Um, if there's maybe a who would stand to gain the most if this city falls to ruin after this execution? Do I have like an inkling, or have I heard something? Being in with my past as being sort of like hired hand on merchant ships, like the talk of at the ports and something like that. Any sort of rumor?
It'd probably be like if the city like actually like goes to ruin.
Yeah, who would be the person, or like what? Who would kind of gain the most in stepping in, or like entity, power, nation, something?
I mean, Cheliax might try. It definitely would be harder, which was the whole reason that this is no longer a Cheliax controlled city. Is just the distance.
Mm.
Probably more locally, someone stepping up on the council to really like lead the city.
Would I know if Cressida is on the council?
You would know that Cressida is not on the council.
Okay. So, well, Mirko, um, I guess the question we would have to keep our minds open to is who would gain the most in controlling the city? Who's setting themselves up to be sort of I don't know, savior or
Hmm.
something. Who's the White Knight? Perhaps they're pulling the strings.
Right.
And I'm not too sure about the Queen. Much like our sacrifice tomorrow, um, I
Mm-hmm.
think she is too convenient of a person to outright say, along with all the other hoots there.
Right.
But I think she can't be entirely written off. But right, I think it's important to keep our ears and eyes open to the things that other people might overlook, sort of like the mundane things that are kind of out of place. Have you noticed anything like that lately?
No, I mean, it seems like all the usual, you know, leaders are still in place. Um, you know, I'd be a little bit more the person I would think that you would see maybe some movement would be DeVargo. Um, if there was any kind of upward upward movement for him, but it seems like he's still just content running his you know running his schemes.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, yeah, I could see if one of them were a little bit more active, maybe stepping outside their usual realm. Um, I could see if that was a thing that would be suspect, but I haven't seen any real changes with that.
Yeah, it's a weird question. Um, but would a do you know anything about a doctor's mask?
A doctor's mask.
You know, the one with the long pointed face that makes them look like a bird. Does that ring any bells?
I guess would Mirko have like seen that at like any of the academies or anything?
Not
Or like
particularly.
or like because where's some of the places like probably wouldn't have seen it old Corvosa, or North Point, Midland, South Shore, or the Shingles. Would I have seen
Uh,
folks
no.
wearing the doctor's mask?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. Um, I can envision it, Ronan, what you're speaking of, but I've never, I've never seen this doctor's mask you speak of?
Mm.
You see Gwen come in and like just walk over to the barkeep and give them something.
And
Something. Is it?
Gwen gives the barkeep something. Mm.
What does she give the
Uh,
barkeep?
it looks like a bundle of herbs.
Hmm. Bundle of herbs. Okay.
Herbs. Okay. Do they look familiar to Ronan, or it's just a little sachet of herbs?
Um, it would be a collection of like cooking herbs.
Okay.
Yeah. I assume Ronan has done some amount of cooking for himself.
Well, it's mostly like meat and fire. He knows what herbs are, but usually it's for medicinal and hygiene. As a holy warrior, we don't have time for herbs,
Okay.
spices, even. Um, but yeah, he'll wave Gwen over and buy her a drink.
Oh, hello. How are you?
How are you doing?
Good. How are you all doing?
Doing all right. Doing all right tonight.
Lot. It's a pretty auspicious night.
Hmm.
Have you noticed anything interesting? Uh, where have you been?
Oh, I just went home. Had to water the plants, you know.
You have any catnip for Buddy?
I don't. I could plant some, I suppose.
Hmm. I'm sure. I'm sure they'll like that. And I just hand her the giant, or the very large panther cub.
She just.
Toe beans everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, could I see if anyone is sort of following Gwen?
Sure. Some sort of perception check.
Yes. Could I make it with, or like as we're having a conversation, could I take 20 on it?
And just
Or,
like look around.
well, I guess it would. I kind of want to be inconspicuous with it, so I guess
Hmm.
not. All right, here we go.
Whoa, that dice.
Isn't that dice great?
Cannot be read at all.
I'm just gonna assume that 29 was correct.
Just got to go off what's in the chat, right?
Right?
Does
Chat
not
is
look like
that.
she had anyone following her in here.
Okay, and no one's like eyeing her down, waiting for her. Okay. So, what do you think of the acts of justice? I say it a little sarcastically. That are going to happen tomorrow.
I can't say I'm particularly excited about it. She seemed so nice when we met her.
Mm. Yep. Seems they always say you have to watch out for the nice ones, but it doesn't seem like it just seems too convenient. Have you known her from any of your circles or deliveries?
No, I don't believe she ever had anything delivered. I'm sure I have some people who know her, but I have not met her before that.
Mm. What do you guys think of our employer? Officially or unofficially, I guess. And I look around for Shaylor because I know exactly what they would say. Hasn't walked in yet. Good.
Shaylor says exactly what you think she's going to say.
She's been behind me the whole time, hasn't she?
I mean, I assume she would have come in with Mirko, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, employer being Cressida.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like Cressida, and I mean, she, it's been good to help. It seems like she's, with everything that's going on in the city, her resources are are scarce and spread thin.
She definitely seems to have her heart in the right place. But she seems very. I guess she's kind of stuck doing it in a certain way. And it makes her less effective.
Mm. Yeah, I could see that. Um, I feel like we're going to have to watch each other's backs a little bit. Just have this feeling that I don't know. We're going to be
Feeling like Cressida's gonna stab us in the back, or that we're getting wrapped up in a series of things that could just lead to more trouble.
I think the latter. I feel that Cressida is very loyal to the city,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know how loyal she is to the throne.
Mm.
Where does her loyalty lie? And I feel that if it's to the city, I feel that is the nobler path, the harder path. But if she's loyal to the throne, she's more of a singular sort of stepping stone, sort of like a keyhole to unlock to get to the greater malady that's afflicting the city. So is Cressida a paragon or a puppet?
Hmm.
And if she's a puppet, what strings are there to cut?
I feel like she would not want to be a puppet. So if there are strings, she must not know. Would you agree with that?
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I could see where the strings that she couldn't see, you know, have attached themselves to, you know, old traditions and orders and, people basically twisting something that was supposed to be good and of the moral compass, and then you know attaching attaching their own things to that, their own wants, their own needs.
Hmm. Well, you both have, or the three of you have grown up here. Um,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and I've sort of been in and out and on the fringe. Uh, has something like this happened before? Maybe not in our lives, but like in the past, like all of a sudden the region goes, there's absurd upheaval, and then a scapegoat is magically put forth. What happens after? If that, if this is a, I'm wondering if this is a pattern.
Ooh.
I guess it depends if what the goal was, right? If the goal was kill the king and leave the queen, everything is normal.
I don't know.
But if it's to get rid of the monarchy, then I assume there'll be some sort of attempt on the queen sooner or later.
Maybe there's a malady in maybe not the people who make up the monarchy, but I don't know. Maybe they're being again manipulated by something magical.